Yo, what is up, YouTube? I'm Blitz5, and today I want to talk about toxic players in League of Legends. So, obviously, this is a conversation that's been brought up a lot in the League of Legends community amongst YouTubers, commentators, people who visit the forums, Redditors, and even a lot of people who don't play League of Legends say that one of the reasons why they don't play is because of the community, or they think that they know the community is so bad. And from my experience, it's actually the opposite. I think the community has been pretty good. Although I've only been playing the game for about 2 years now, or a year and a half, my experience with the community has been pretty decent, and I play a lot of games without toxic players. Most of the games I play don't have a toxic player in them. Then again, I do play with my friends, and I'm at a lower elo, so I'm not dealing with people who are super into the game and take it extremely, extremely serious. But when you play League of Legends, people do take it seriously, and that's where I think a lot of frustration comes from. There's a lot of different players that are skilled in the game. People from all different walks of life play League of Legends. It's one of the most played games in the world. So this kind of creates a really diverse community, and you get a lot of people who are frustrated. The games are very long, so it's easy. If you make a mistake, it could affect a 40-minute game, whereas if you were playing Call of Duty back in the day and you make a mistake, you could just quit the game, or the game's only 10 minutes long, right? So I think all these things combined make for a high pressure game that kind of gets people frustrated, and it's one of those things where I've always said I came from playing console games, that League of Legends is one of the hardest games I've ever played, because not only does it take a lot of skill, there's more skill-based games, but it takes a lot of strategy and just the overall knowledge it takes to play the game. It takes a while to gather all that knowledge. There's like 130 champions. There's just so many skills, times 4 abilities, times a passive, so you're basically 5 abilities, times 130 characters, plus the items, plus strategy, split pushing, teams, how they interact, summoner spells, cooldowns. There's so many things to track, objectives, that it can be a very frustrating but also rewarding game. And I have a couple, I guess, theories that I think about, like, brings out the toxicity and when you see it the most. One of the things that I think happens a lot is on the weekends and on holidays, when a lot of people are off work, you get more players, or people who are casual playing the game, and then they might get upset, or a lot of people that are looking for some stress relief and they turn to League of Legends, and then they don't do so well because they don't play a lot. League of Legends is one of those games where you have to play a lot to be good. So if you're just playing on a Sunday casually, you might get very frustrated and then kind of start being toxic, or quit the game and just get completely frustrated. And that's one of the things that's unfortunate about the game, because you can't just hop in and easily play a game unless you're very skilled, unless you're at a higher elo. And for all those, I mean, you probably do know what elo means by now, but if you don't, that's just like your hidden rank within League of Legends. So if you're like a silver, your MMR would be a number that's relatively based off that silver ability. So there's a correlation between your MMR and what rank you're in, and who you get matched with and who you play against. So to me, I always find that I get a little bit more toxic players when I'm playing around the holidays, especially around July 4th weekend. Recently, there was a lot of people on that just seem to be more casual, or less skilled players, like you could say, than normal, than I normally run into. Obviously, you're going to get people that are varying skill level all the time, but it seems more condensed around the holidays. And another thing is, in a lot of casual play, everyone seems to be super friendly, but rank seems to be one of the biggest issues that I face when I'm playing when I find toxic players. So recently, I've been playing a lot more ranked, and as soon as I get into a game, people are just really tensed up about the game. I don't know why. It's just a ranked match, but people take it very seriously because you can lose rank. I think that's one of the things that causes so much stress. And when you have a game where you can lose or go down in rank, people get more stressed out. It's kind of like in Call of Duty, you're just going to keep leveling up. You can't really lose your rank. If you're level 50, you're not going to go down, and your rank really isn't based off your skill. But in games like the old school Halo, when you leveled up, if you were like level 16 back in the day in Halo 2, it was a huge deal. And if you lost and you went back to 15, people would get really upset. And that's where I see the most toxic of all players, is when you can lose a rank, because everyone is super tense about it. And lately in ranked, I've been seeing a lot of toxic players, and it's really hard to stay positive in a game where everyone is being negative, or people threaten to quit. And that's one thing that's very concerning, because I never really experienced that. And now that I'm playing more ranked, I see where that's coming from, and I hope that it doesn't continue. But overall, like I said, when you have a negative experience, it always sticks out more than all the good experiences. For some reason, if you have a bunch of good memories, then you have one bad memory, it usually sticks out over all the other ones. And that's kind of the same that can be said for League of Legends. You don't realize that you probably play, maybe you play 30 games in a week, and you have like 2 really bad games. Those are going to stick out, and you're going to think like, man, there's so many toxic players. But then you're going to forget about all the games you play where people were really nice, or how many players there are on each team. So there's four other players on your team and five players on the other team, so it's 9 players. So every time you play the game, there's 9 chances that there's going to be a toxic player, and 4 additional chances it's going to be on your team. So that's something to consider as well, because it could be anybody, it could be coming from anywhere that could create that problem. So the chances of it happening are decently high, and it actually doesn't happen that much, right, per game. And people don't consider that there are those people that are nice and communicate a lot with their team, and those don't get considered to weigh equally with all the toxic players. But I hope that League of Legends works towards making ranked less toxic, because recently my experience has been super, super negative, and it kind of bummed me out. It made me want to play less ranked, because I played 3 games in a row where people were very negative. We ended up winning 2 of the games, but I came in for a gank for like a Yasuo, and I got the kill, and he started screaming at me, and I'm like, I just helped you get a kill even though I got it as a jungler. The person was so negative that he almost like quit the game, and we ended up winning. But it's just like, even if you do something positive but it's not the exactly right way this person had anticipated, they get very upset. So I just hope that everyone can be more relaxed when playing League of Legends and realize that it's just pixels on a screen, and that if you lose, you can win another game, and it all evens out in the end, and you usually are ranked where your skill level is, so there's no reason to be in a hurry and get too upset about the game. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about the League of Legends community, and thanks for watching. Blitz5, I'm out.